Hello, everyone. In this video, we will show you how to select data from a database table using filter conditions with dynamic values from hierarchical Salesforce sObjects with the query operation via both synchronous and asynchronous outbound interfaces. You will learn how to select records in a table using the database message type, illustrated with an example for the MySQL database. The select operation enables you to set filter conditions on the database with dynamic values from hierarchical Salesforce sObjects, such as account, contact, and case. Subsequently, you will receive a response from the database to process inbound direction in Salesforce. Additionally, you will gain an understanding of the differences between synchronous and asynchronous execution modes. As a prerequisite, you should understand how to create an integration, connection destination, adapter, metadata providers, repository, message type, and interface. This function has already been demonstrated in a previous video. Now, let's start. Go to Integration Detail. Click on the Agent Control Board. Then select the connection destination you have created. Click the button Continue. Click Ping Agent Connection. Click Ping Salesforce Connection. After you ping successfully, you can see the connection is online with the connection destination name. Now, navigate to the Adapter tab. I will show you which adapter I'm using and the database configuration set in the Adapter Properties. As my example, I'm using a MySQL database, and I have configured some properties of the database as required by the adapter. Now, navigate to Integration and click on the Interface tab. I have already created the interface, so proceed to click on the interface details. In the interface, I have set the synchronous processing mode and linked it with the metadata provider, repository, and message type. Then select the query operation type and linked it with the adapter. Next, click on the Open Mapping button. This function allows you to drag and drop the field you want. In the Mapping tool, we map it followed to the standard select statement with where clause. Select column 1, column 2, etc. from table name where condition. For the mapping scenario example, we map account sObject to node account_DB to define which table to use for the select operation. If we did not map any field of the node account_DB, the select statement would query all the fields. Otherwise, if you need to query only a specific field, you must map the required field. When you have saved mapping, the select statements will be generated into the field called Database Query on the interface, or you can input the select statement manually. Now continue to do mapping. ID to SF_ACC_ID of node where clause to define the condition field's name. Functions to expression of node where expression to define the condition field's value. After mapping this field, the formula and expression form will pop up a screen to define the condition. We can also map another field to expression, then check the formula flag. In where expression, we need to put the question mark to get a dynamic value from the field that is present in the where clause. Then map the contact sObject to the node contact_DB. ID to SF_con_ID of node where clause. Functions to expression of node where expression. And now map the case sObject to the node case_DB. ID to SF case_ID of node where clause. Functions to expression of node where expression. We can put the static value in the where expression unless that field is not present in the where clause. If we put the static value for the field that comes from where clause, then we will be getting the incorrect expected result. The static value must be inside the quote symbol. For example, the field SF case_ID is present in the where clause, so we need to put question mark. And the field DB case_PK wasn't present in the where clause, so that we can put a static value. After doing the mapping, the SQL select statement is to look like the example. Click Save Mapping button. So, now go to the response interface. It means inbound direction. It looks like the same request interface, but it just differs with a linked message type. Select the response message type. Interface direction, select inbound direction, and operation type. We select upsert because it can insert and also update. In this video, we are using the response to perform the inbound process on the same sObject account. You can use the response for another sObject as needed. The process is similar to the inbound direction. You will need to manually query records from the database table into Salesforce. In this particular scenario, we can apply filter conditions on the database using dynamic values from hierarchical Salesforce sObjects to retrieve records for the inbound process in Salesforce. Next, click on the Open Mapping button for map some fields to do the inbound direction on the response interface. In the mapping, you can drag and drop the field you want. For details of this function, you can watch the video, How to Create Hierarchical Mapping in SKYVVA Inbound and Outbound, that we have linked in the description. After creating the request and response interface already, we need to link both interfaces to have a relationship. The request interface you have linked to the response. And the response interface you link to the request. Then go back to the Agent Control Board. Click on the Cache Monitor tab to verify whether the caching of the interface is cached to the agent already or not. If the status is green, it means the cache has been sent to the agent and also shows the create date time, last modified date time it was sent. After verifying the cache, navigate to the Interface tab. You will see the interface that you have linked with the connection. Before clicking on Processing, I will show you the records I have in MySQL. Here is my table account _DB. I have some records on the table. Also, the table contact _DB and the case _DB. Then now go to processing the interface. Select the interface by checking the box, then click on the manual process button. A pop-up screen will appear with 3 options. Choose option 2 to select records by their ID. In this step, you need to set the query to select records in the filter query field. If the filter query field is left blank, the processing will use the query field to select records. Since I have already set the filter query on the interface, so I choose option 2 and proceed to click Send to process manually. After the manual process executes the callout, the records are selected in the database, then get a response to process the inbound direction. So now go to view the message. Click on the Message Monitor tab. Click on the Search button. You can see the message status screen has a comment 1 records retrieved successfully and get the message of the response to process inbound successfully. The result of the interface using synchronous mode we have shown you already. So, this time we will show you the asynchronous mode on the interface. We are using the same interface as we have practiced for the synchronous scenario. Then go to the Update interface. Click Edit Interface. Then change the field processing mode to asynchronous and click the Save button. Now I click the Manual Process button to process the interface in asynchronous mode. Select option 1 to manually choose the sObject using the Query Builder. Then click Next. A screen will pop up to define the conditions for selecting the record. You have to define conditions to query records. In that statement, you can write a query manually, or you can simply tick the field, and it will auto-generate the query for you. Click the Execute SOQL button to list the results below. Now, select the record you want to execute and click OK. After then, click Send to execute the callout. After the manual process is executed, the record is retrieved from the database to perform inbound v3 successfully, resulting in a green status in message monitoring. If your data contains much more, so you cannot process it by synchronous call due to the request timeout error, we need an asynchronous call. In the asynchronous call, multiple tasks are done at the same time in the background job. For the processing of synchronous and asynchronous modes with the select operation, we have explained to you. Finally, in this video, we have learned how to select data from a database table using filter conditions with dynamic values from hierarchical Salesforce sObjects to retrieve records for the inbound process in Salesforce. This process involves utilizing the database adapter with the query operation in both synchronous and asynchronous modes. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos.